with the Freedom Squad. What's up, everybody? I guess I should pull up some chat and some YouTubes and all the other good stuff. Yep, that's right. Live tonight, OEF5, Matt, Jeremy, and myself. Boys, how we doing this Friday night?
Freedom Squad.
Freedom Squad.
Freedom Squad.
I'm doing good.
Doing well.
Yeah. Anybody go fishing this week?
No.
Yeah. I did actually in a game
Oh, okay.
virtually.
Tell us about your Vigia game where you go fishing.
No, I was. It's Dreamlight Valley from Disney. So yeah, no, he just.
I actually have a buddy of mine at work that plays the bass fishing video game.
I played the Bassmasters 2022 or whatever. And it was okay. I was
He's like, oh, you should play this game. I was like, bro, I spend so much time editing and making videos that I don't have time to go fishing for real.
right.
How am I going to make time to play a video game where I go fishing instead of making videos? Yeah, the lack of videos has been, pretty obvious lately. I've been busy doing other things, doing some
Networking.
pairs and honeydews and
Networking.
like all the pros, do their stuff and
networking.
Yeah, networking. Also, I was telling the boys here that I spent a good chunk of the day working on working on some sponsors and companies, not for Fishing with Gramps, but for the Knucklehead Bass Fishing Series, so that when y'all start fishing, I have some good brands and peeps, working with us to do a bunch of different giveaways for all, the Freedom fam out there who signs up for Team Gramps to try to qualify for the Heroes Cup down in Gunnersville on Veterans Day. So
Throw up Liz's comment about the tourney change for Knucklehead, because I kind of want to address that. So Liz, did the Knucklehead tourney change time frame? Supposed to start this month, and then I see it's March. Okay, so
yep.
They just finished the 10. Chad and Gene are both going to be in Indiana next week. So most of February. So they're not going to be in their waters to be able to fish in February. So I think they pushed it back to March for their early start. So they're going to have March, April, May, and June. Is that correct? It's 4 months,
I think they
right?
said, I think they got so much feedback from people that want to fish on their team that even February was too early, because, you have guys and, folks in New York and here in the Midwest and up north that are still frozen in. So
right.
Chad and Gene are moving their starting date to,
I think it's March.
They're going to do March, April, May, June.
And then
Team Gramps is going April, May, June, July. And Wendell Fishing is going to start, I think, the month following after that, too. So, and then we'll see what else happens.
So, Liz, yes, you pick the team that you want to compete for. You can fish for all of them. And what we have heard and what they decided is, okay, let's say you fish for Team Chad, you fish for Team Gramps, and you fish for Fluke Master. If you win every single month, let's say you have a huge month and you win and are the first place person for everyone for that month, then you pick which team you want to be on, and then the second place people in the other teams get to be first.
We'll roll up. Month. Yeah. So there's a lot of people that's going to be fishing in all of them.
Yes.
Because it's only $15 entry fee. You think about it, the state challenge for the actual KBF, like pro side, that's $50 a month. So they set this to be the fun league so that anybody who wanted to fish could fish as many as they want. And I know a lot of people that will probably sign up for every single team in every single month to do everything they can to go try to win their way, on one of the teams. That being said, if you sign up for one and you say, I already know that I want to go to Gunnersville on Veterans Day, and I want to go try to fish my way into the fish off on the Friday fish off, all you have to do is in any one of the tournaments is put 5 fish on the board. And that qualifies you to go fish in the Friday fish off to be able to get a spot on the wild card team. And the top 5 people who win the fight, or the top 5 in the Friday fish off, they form their own team and they're competing for that $10,000 to split amongst themselves. So you guys can go put together your own team and then lay the smackdown on all the YouTuber teams and win yourself some cash. So, and again, it's a fun way since we're all going to be there, it's another cool way to kind of gather, and not just gather, but gather in a place where, especially for those of us up north, to be in a place where you can potentially catch your PB. So, I mean, you're on Gunnersville, known for big bass and stuff like that. That's a pretty big deal, I saw we had Nathan Neely fishing in the house. I got to stop for a second and give him a shout out for going down and fishing down south at Polk County and putting some fish on the board, getting himself out there and doing the thing out there with the big dogs. That's got to be pretty cool feeling. I know.
It was really cool to watch that, all the trail series, both days.
Yep.
Watch the 10 Invitational and then watch the 10 on Fishing Chaos. So
it was nuts.
Watching those fish and seeing those picks. Oh my gosh. Gosh.
And just knowing that anytime, any cast, somebody could catch just a monster. And, man, it's really kind of cool. But, all right. So I've got to, okay. I had to bring up my studio dashboard in YouTube just to make sure we don't have any Russian bots in here start spamming off the links of stuff. But, there we go. Now we're all set. So yeah, boys, I'm going to be on, be watching for a live, and I'll post it. I'll stream it to Fishing with Gramps as well on either Sunday or Monday. I will be doing a Grubby Talk special with, that's going to be streamed to the Grubby Facebook page, streamed to the KBF page, and I'm also going to hook it up and stream it to Gramps page. And we're going to have Glenn Landstrom, who was the 10 Invitational champion. And he's a fan favorite of us three because, hey, he fishes in our local grubby stuff. And he was also a teammate of Jeremy and I down at the national championship. So seeing Glenn go down there and have one of the tournaments of his life,
oh my God,
fish his way into the 10 and then end up finishing second and putting himself into a chance to win the thing. It was just incredible. So I'm looking forward to getting him on air and telling his story for his trip down south. It was really cool. See, everybody's talking about the Chinese spy balloon.
Army, that's going to be the Patriot rod. You're going to want a Patriot for that.
Yeah, that's probably made by Favorite Rods because they have the Patriot version. So that's probably where that comes from too. So
I meant with the Patriot missiles there, Gramps.
Well,
but that's okay.
I know, but I'm trying not to get demonetized.
Oh,
we got the inference.
Oh, we got you. Well, I didn't know you're Army, so you're Army like me. You might not understand.
It's one of those things where we just we're trying to. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So you're gonna have Glenn on Grubby Talk.
Hunter, you keep your ADA comments to yourself. We don't need again, we're not trying to get demonetized on the YouTubes and don't forget we're also streaming this to Zuckerberg's platform. So we'll just leave all of that nonsense to the idiots yeah. Anywho, so Jeremy, tell me about some baits and stuff.
Well, you're already moving on from the 10.
Okay, yeah, I know, but I told you beforehand, I want to be talking about all of that with Glenn.
Okay,
we gotta save some juice for the man, the myth, the legend.
That's fine. Let's back up. We missed doing something last week, and that was we were going to give our picks of who we thought was going to win the 10.
Oh yeah,
all right, Gramps. Who was your pick?
Who did I say I was picking?
Casey Reed.
Yep, and he did pretty good. And I didn't realize we had so many Team Old Town guys down there on the weekend before the 10. But yeah, I picked Casey Reed. You know, I was going for the homer because you know he
Right.
was on the show just before going down there. So,
Jeremy, you had,
Gene Jensen.
and then I said Russ Snyder. Now,
yeah,
when Glenn won in, we all started rooting for him and we didn't care who else was anywhere. We were still pulling for Gene, but at the end of the day, we were pulling for Glenn. Like, and especially how good he was doing. But I think Russ finished second day 2.
yep.
And
Yeah,
he had a decent day on day 1, but he ended up being 4th overall.
Yeah, I guess we should have looked all that before we came.
Gene was 8th and Casey was 6th, I think.
Yep.
So, yeah. But okay.
But it was it was really cool just knowing. I mean, after watching the tournament the week, you know, the couple of days before, seeing the 22s, the 24s, you know, double digit.
How many
bass.
24s were put up?
You know, these guys are catching right on the mark 10-pounders down there. I mean, you talk about a lake coming alive at just the right time, and these guys are down there just catching donkeys. And honestly, I know it's only been a few days, but I can't wait for all of the YouTube videos to come out from. I know Christine Fisher posted some up, but I'm really curious to see, you know, Glenn getting a chance to get his stuff, you know, and some of the others that are down there too, because I just want to. We kind of watched along virtually because I know the three of us were in our Facebook chat like all day long, refreshing the scoreboard.
Oh yeah.
And you know, we couldn't see it live, but man, we knew that we knew that there were some tanks being caught, and it was fun just watching the leaderboard the whole time. And I'm sitting there, you know, texting everybody, and you know, I shot Gene a couple messages while he was fishing, and then I was like, I ain't trying to bother you. Just good luck, you know. But it was really cool knowing that, you know, they were out there just, you know, kind of doing that too. And then, you know, for Gene, it's, you know, it was his last, like he says, pro tournament, and he's going to go back to making YouTube videos again. So it was really cool. And especially the way he signed out from the tournament. Obviously he didn't win it, but he caught a tank with just minutes to go on the last, you know, the last of the last. And, you know, it was a monster. So that was really kind of cool. It was fun to really kind of, you couldn't see it happening, but it was fun to kind of like follow along as it was going on live.
Okay, hang on. I want to show you something real quick. Okay, so y'all see that real quick? All right. So this is a group text that we have with Chad. And Chad Hoover, while he was in Florida, decided that Gramps needed a picture.
Yeah, he sure did.
The first frogfish of 2023 for Chad Hoover.
Yep.
And he sent it and said, I'm just going to leave this here. And when Jeremy and I saw it, it was awesome.
It was.
Just tell you. We laughed.
You could just you could hear like the meme going on in the back of your head. Oh,
it was great. It was great. So that's the kind of that's you know.
Yeah, when I'm getting slammed on by Hoover while he's down there in the middle of a tournament, sending me pictures of frogs just getting choked by monsters. Yeah, that's how my day went. It's like, oh, not you know, just leave this here, and that's what he did.
He didn't say anything else. He just posted the picture, and then he went about his business, and then did a live show and all that stuff after. Yeah. But you know, that's the kind of relationship we've got now.
I was thought of so much. I was getting trolled from Florida in the middle of the day.
Yes. While the biggest tournament of kayak fishing is going on.
Yep, I'm glad to know that I'm his heart, his thoughts and prayers every day that he's going to catch a frogfish for me. So, yep, thank you, Chad. We appreciate you, brother.
Liz, maybe caught on a frog and put something else. Caught on something else, put the frog as well.
No, I wouldn't put it past any of these people around here. You know, just to mess with me.
Jeremy's probably got some baits over there that he wants to talk about.
I always have baits I want to talk about.
So yeah, for everybody in the chat, when you know you guys are down south fishing, we got nothing to do but talk about stuff. So we figured, hey, tonight we're gonna have a theme, and the theme was supposed to be, you know, grab some baits that you kind of picked up all over the winter time that you really want to kind of, you know, give some time and play around with, you know, on the water too.
Well, I didn't bring mine in, but I
No,
stocked up on
you're
square
you're
bills.
still out there. You're still out there ready to go, so you can go fishing because you've already been out twice.
But I
So-
stocked up on square bills. I bought a boatload of square bills.
So what? Okay, so before Jeremy shows us, why don't you tell us what you got,
So
and then
I got about 2 of all of the normal colors that we would use here in the hard knock model of the KVD 1.5 square bill. Now, the reason why I went that route is that I think that hard knock version with the rattle in it, with the wobble that the square bill has, is going to draw more fish in. Because I
Okay.
had a good amount of success in the national championship and all last year with the hard knocks that I had. And it's a relatively new 1.5 for them. So,
okay, so you got some confidence in it late in the season,
yes.
and then decided this is something I really need to stock
Right.
up on.
Right. And I did that. So, and I got a whole new, I should have brought it in, but I got a whole new tackle box for it thanks to Mr. Hoover. So, and Fish USA.
Yeah, well, we'll circle back around, and then you tell us about the tackle box too.
Yeah.
All right, Jeremy, what's your first up for show and tell?
Well, I went old school. I mean, I went and I dug through my stuff from 20 years ago because I'm noticing things are starting to come full circle. So, with spring coming up and muddy water, I like to use the old Mark Pack ring fry or Lake Fork Trophy
Okay.
tackle. My bad. Yeah. Anyway, what I do, it's great on a tungsten jig. Here, because it just sits there. The thing I like about these is the way it displaces the water.
Okay.
So on a bigger, like on that Magnum Ned head that you got me or gave me.
Yep.
So I put a bigger one on there, and as it's coming down through the water, those rings are just moving a lot of water. So in muddy water, they're going to be able to pick up on it a lot quicker. And then just take a little glass rattle, put it right in the tip. So as it's wiggling, it's rattling. So for me, it's all about going old school. And, you know, we don't see people throwing baits like this hardly ever anymore. But I used to Carolina rig them. My favorite way to fish it, though, is just on a worm hook with a little spinner out the back. There
So
again, get all that
to give a
water
little
displacement.
Yeah. To give a little plug, where did you see this at last night that actually made you dawn on that?
Well, yeah, watching Rick over at Monster Bass during Monster Bass Live, he showed some of KVD. What were they called? Ring something or another.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but it's a KVD bait that's basically a version of the one that
Right.
you got there. Yeah.
So when I saw that, I was like, yeah, tomorrow night I'm going to talk about those because I'll be able to throw those just in the Strike King brand.
Yep, exactly. So, I mean, with that coming in this month's box, which is on the way out to everybody right now,
Yep.
you know, that's one of the baits that was in there that, you know, that you could get in this month's Monster Bass box. So it's funny we talked about that because that and you know, I think the original design was that ring fry thing from Lake Fork Tackle.
Yeah.
And
Hold it up
I
again,
bet you-
Jeremy.
I bet
Closer
the
to
one that you
the-
just showed them is probably 20 years old.
Hold it a little closer to the camera.
I know
again.
these are all because these were when Lake Fork Trophy Tackle came out with them.
Pick that up and hold it towards the camera a little closer so they can get an idea what you're.
Well, hold on. I'm getting one of the. Oh, there it is. See, I've got two types. One is great. Well, they're actually both great for river fishing too. So you've got your regular just fry,
Okay.
and then you have the ring fry that has the ribs like on a Kitech.
Right.
But it's actually ribbed. Each one of those they can fold over.
Yeah, like this one here, it's just got little ridges that
Right.
I mean wacky rig. Oh, there we go. That'd be good on a wacky rig.
Oh yeah.
I like the versatility of these in the spring because you're finding a lot of muddy or stained water, and that also warms up faster, in the spring too. So that's why the bass are there.
Okay, gotcha. Sweet.
I actually had a good analogy for the water displacement because I was thinking about that creek me and you used to fish, and you used to throw rocks. So I knew the rock didn't hit me, but I knew it was close because it displaced water right next to my leg.
It's like
Now,
what's the splashing that keeps going on? So my first one is kind of a combo of a couple of things that you and I maybe had talked about, and I'll start with the jig first, and then we'll go to the trailer, and you'll know why I'm talking about the trailer the most. But first, I this time of year I'm always looking for stuff that's on sale or discount, or because they're getting rid of stuff because new stuff is coming in, and I like to try to buy more stuff in bulk. I like to do the giveaways and have them for the packages that we're putting together. And by the way, we're going to go ahead and open it up, and I'll put my address in the description after this below. But we're going to start collecting the leftover baits from everybody who wants to donate for the veterans packages. So Jeremy and I can start working on putting those care packages again over the next couple of months before we really start getting busy fishing. So once again, this is our annual call. If you want to donate some baits, and like I said, if you've got leftover packages, you've fished like 5, and you still got 3 or 4 left, just throw them in a box and send them my way, and we'll take them up, repackage them, and put them in these bait packages. So don't go out and spend a bunch of money. If you happen to find stuff at the bargain bin, or Walmart's got a sale going on and you want to send it this way, that's cool. But don't go spend a ton of money. We get a lot of people that like to that save these, and then when we do this call out every year to create these packages, feel free. So if you've got leftover stuff in a package and you want to donate them to us, we'll put them to good work, and we'll get little packages put out for us to hand out to everybody. So the first one I'm going to talk about, actually, Monster Bass had these War Eagle Jiu-Jitsu jigs like on sale in bulk. So I mean, I bought boxes of them. These are a little heavier. These are 5/8, but these are something I want to fish and test out in a little bit deeper water with a heavier jig rod. So this is the one that the guy last year before won the classic throwing. Was that Hank Cherry that was maybe throwing this jig, if I recall correctly? But Monster Bass had them on sale, and so like I said, I bought like 2 boxes of 6 of them. And again, these are the 5/8. But when I start doing a little deeper ledge fishing, Jeremy and I saw, and they've got these on Monster Bass as well, and had them like marked down. But these, Jeremy, you want to guess what the trailer is?
Baby D-Bone?
No.
Oh.
You and I were watching a video that somebody opened up the season throwing a cold water jig.
I can't remember the name of the thing. You told me, but yeah.
It's that craw bug, man.
So this is the Yamamoto Flapping Hog, and Monster Bass actually has these on their site. And like I said, when you get where they do their free bait Fridays and all the other discount stuff going on, I picked up probably 6 different bags of these Flapping Hogs, and it was realistically because Jeremy and I were watching Greg Blanchard fish. It was cold, it's still even cold-ish in California, but like one of his first trips out of the year, he was throwing these on the back of a jig and just dragging them very slow, and just started tearing them up. So I've actually thrown these in the past. They've come in Monster Bass boxes in the recent past. I think maybe in the late summer they were throwing these, but that's one thing I like about when Monster Bass collects stuff. It's a great way to go through and pick up a bunch of stuff too. Got to take a quick moment to give a shout out to my Uncle Mark for hanging out in the chat tonight. Glad to have you here, Uncle Mark. Good to see you. See your volunteers doing very well in the basketball. And of course, tomorrow, Tennessee's either going to be really happy tomorrow or they're not going to move up because number 1 Purdue visits number 20 whatever Indiana at Indiana. So we'll see how that goes too. But if IU could happen to knock them off, that could move those Tennessee Volunteers up another level too. So we had to say, had to do a quick shout out for my uncle down south. Wanted to do a quick shout out and thank you to David for a 20 bomb for the chat. We certainly appreciate anything that comes into the tubes. We put back into taking care of our veterans, as you guys well know. And anything that comes in to support the channel, we certainly appreciate it. Obviously not required, but we thank everything because, these days every buck is valuable. So appreciate you. Thank you a ton. And I know we had another $5 bomb up somewhere that I completely missed because you know me, once I get to yapping. But thank you all for every little bit. It all matters. And, of course, now my cat wakes up and decides he wants out of the room. So since I talked about the Yamamoto,
I got a question,
Matt,
too.
go ahead and tell us a little bit about your.
Hey, bro, I got a question for you real quick before you move on. That jig you show, was that a tungsten or a lead jig?
I'm pretty sure it's a lead. It's one that War Eagle makes.
I have a follow-up question to jigs. Are you still using the Trash Masters or not?
I have.
Okay. Because I
somebody's
picked
asking if Monster Bass offers a military discount. I think everything is on discount. If you stand by, though, old Gramps is working on getting a 25% code if I can update my status before too long. So my discount code will be in lieu of your military discount because I'll be your military for the discount. So you boys talk so much yourself. Or Matt, you go ahead and talk real quick. I'm going to let my cat out before he drives my dog insane.
So like I was saying, chat, I went ahead and I stocked up on some crankbaits and square bills, obviously. So like, you can see in there, I got the standard colors, but I put it in the Plano Edge 2700 deep, right? So you can see it's pretty hefty box as opposed to the normals or the thins. This will fit in the Yak Tac Black Pack Pro 16x16 perfect. There's no modifications. It slides right in. I did reorganize my entire black pack and tackle organization for this year. So I'm going to be more organized. And what I was talking about with the hard knocks, I'll pull some out here. Hang on.
I can't believe you're organized. My stuff is still in such array from when the last time we went fishing.
Well, and of course you set a crankbait down on your desk and it's going to get hung up on everything. Everything. I'm trying to find one that's not hard knock. Okay, here we go. I got two that are different, and you can. The only difference you can tell on the outside is the printing for them.
Oh, seriously?
What?
Oh, Hook.
I drop a boiler every morning. It's nice and steaming. Anyway, go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
Nice. It's really good.
When Boilermakers show up,
When you start talking Hoosiers. All right, so this is a regular KVD 1.5, and I've fished it and caught fish on it. This is the standard black and chartreuse. Like if you don't have this color in any part of the country, you just need to have one. That you can't go wrong with this color at most times of the year. Okay, so see how it is plain on the bottom.
Yep.
The only sound you hear are the hooks. This is a hard knock. Can't tell any difference. It's the same black chartreuse, but it says hard knock on the bottom right there at the tail. Listen.
Oh,
you hear the rattle in it?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel that the wobble action of the square bill, because of how it kicks so much in the water and deflects off of stuff, with that noise of the hard knock, I think is going to be, I want to really focus on. That's why I got a bunch of them of hit and cover with it. I was always scared before of, God, I'm going to lose them. Right. Well, I've been fortunate enough to be able to get them at a discounted price. Plus, I got a whole bunch basically free. So I'm gonna hit everything I can see with them now. And I do have a lure retriever. So that's one of the things that even the pros will tell you. If you don't want to lose your baits and you're going to fish cover, fish a crankbait in the cover, but have a lure retriever that you put on your line, slide down, and pull it out. So they keep you from losing $5 crankbaits. But that's the big difference. I mean, they're the exact same size. Everything about them is identical except for the rattle in them. Like, so their buoyancy, everything is the same except for the rattle. So,
okay, so you gathered some confidence in it and wanted to kind of stock up.
yes.
Yep.
And to be honest, like even in our team tournament, and you were fishing a crankbait too when we did the turkey bowl, I was catching fish all day long on it, on a very tough lake that I have never fished and done very well on. That's always been tough for me. Now,
we were all just hoping for one fish each and actually had good days amongst the three of us.
We did. All three of us had multiple fish. So I'm gonna be a better crankbait fisherman, but I'm also gonna expand my jerkbait fishing, right? And I don't need to worry about the frog. I'm gonna get frog bite and all that stuff. And top water, you can't really improve on a top water, but I can improve my technique with the square bill of making sure I hit cover. And the other thing I'm going to work on is I'm going to take some classes from the master over here. No, over here. Not Texas rigging, but bladed jigs. So I caught one or two fish last year on a jackhammer, and I want to get more confidence and work that more and understand and learn from you boys on how to fish a chatterbait, because it's brand new to me. I never even seen it until last year.
Yeah.
So it wasn't something I went to.
Understandable.
I mean, especially when
guys are kind of coming back to fishing after being a while away. You know, I've kind of been back into it and kind of stayed with it for a while, but both you guys were kind of out of it for a while and off and on, you know. So obviously I jumped back in it quick, but let me answer Granddaddy Sweets Forever question. So Gramps, if we choose your team and end up sucking, will that screw up your chances? Because if so, I can put myself on the other team, kind of like a reverse ringer. No, negatory. I mean, you can't. I'm just here for fun. I mean, the each of the teams, you know, the guys that go and make the squad to go, you know, do all that is, you know, they're fishing for the 10 grand, but most of us are going to be there just for the fun and do a little smack talking, chasing a big fish or all that too. So no, I highly encourage everybody to fish as many teams as they want. And because realistically, when it comes down to it, it's about supporting it gives you a good chance to get in all kinds of different giveaways, because each team is working on, you know, prize stuff to do drawings for their own. I'm going to work on some trophies that, you know, I'm going to have designed, you know, as part of drawings and things like that too. Other ideas that I'm going to come up to encourage you to fish with Team Gramps. You know, I've got some sponsors that I'm reaching out to. Strike King's already dedicated to talk to Tom today about putting together some stuff. And, you know, every time he's on the live, he gives away the good stuff. He gave away that brand new Lose Hyper Mag before it even hit the market. And so, you know, I'm working, you know, I'll be working with Monster Bass to put up some stuff. And yeah, we're going to have some fun for show.
And that's where you need to leave it. It needs to be kept as fun, because that's why we're doing this.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm going to add on to that. Cool Granddaddy. If you put 5 fish on the board, that qualifies you to go down to fish for that fish in tournament. You have to have 5 fish on the board to be able to go do that. If you don't place.
Yeah. So even if you don't, and you just want to come show up and hang out and be at, you know, be there, you know, you're free to do that too.
You can hang out, but you wouldn't be able to fish in the tournament for the fishing.
Yeah. But if you join in and get 5 on the board, then you're eligible to do that and give yourself a chance too. So we'll have some fun with all that too.
And I got to ask, what's my high confidence moving bait with square bill?
Yep.
Square, but seriously, if I'm going to throw something moving, it's going to be a crankbait. Which even the first time we went to when you took me to Bluegrass,
Yep.
the first fish I caught was on a square bill.
Was it on that or a spinnerbait? I can't remember which
square bill off of that point right from the freaking boat ramp.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
I was throwing. Remember, Case, you started a frog. I was throwing frog, and I had a spinnerbait on, but I threw a crankbait across that point and caught my first fish there. So,
everybody say yay!
Yay! That
all
means
right, Carol. I hope to meet you.
She wins a trip
exactly.
to go fishing with me then.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, if it's a day that I'm not cooking or busy, then maybe a day to go fishing with me too down there. I won't have a kayak. I'll have to borrow one from Chad, which I'm sure he is all good with.
But, yeah. You might have something that starts with RVR to play in if you're lucky.
Ooh. I'd love to do that.
Cool.
I'd love to do that. I'd love to test that boat out. That'd be really cool.
Of course, him. He'll probably be in it, and you'll be just
I'll be stuck with a bona fide SS-127. Man, I'm getting all the questions. What's my go-to bait?
Everyone wants to know what OEF has got going on.
When I need a bite, depending on the water, I'm going to throw a Senko. If I'm going to throw Texas rig, probably a Senko, or unless I'm fishing with the knucklehead up here, it's going to be a 10-inch worm on the time of the season. But yeah, Senko.
So to answer that question correctly, it's not a bait that he has that's a go-to. It's a go-to good luck Jeremy is what he has. Because that's where he catches his fish. Tell me I'm not good luck for you. I have been.
Tell me I'm not good luck for you. Who was on the water with you when you caught the last fish to qualify for the national championship?
Well, yeah, but that was skill.
Okay.
That's why he was waiting to the last minute as the sun was going down.
Very last minute of the last day.
I wanted everybody to have a chance. I mean, look, I gave you a whole 2-month head start and catch 22. I gave you January and February.
Bro.
It's so cold. Literally so cold.
Bro.
So, Jeremy, you can go ahead and answer this next one.
Okay, this is going to sound crazy, but if I need a moving bait that I need to catch fish on, it's actually going to be a 7-inch worm swimming it.
Yeah.
I can catch a fish on a 7-inch worm way quicker than I could any like crankbait, rattle trap. So moving bait, it's swimming a worm.
Even over a topwater, eh?
Yeah. If I need a bite, I know right where to put it to get bit. The problem is it's not, rarely is it going to be a big bite. So
just gotta get them to go too. So
but if I need one more fish to fill a limit in the tournament, I'm going to start swimming that worm around everything.
Yep.
Bassing with Big Malone, I got a drop shot story for you on how much confidence somebody has in a drop shot. So I'm fishing in my very first kayak tournament on my very first big lake. And I showed up and Gramps got there to give me some moral support. We were going to fish together that day. And he said, go over here. And I have not fished this lake in years. And so I paddled across this lake in early morning, fished all day, put one fish on the board. It was the only fish I caught. And he pulls in. He had been grinding all day. Yeah, the Gramps' brush pile story, Josh. You got it. And he pulls in, hey, how you done? And he goes, I caught one, and and I've caught some dang spot. And he goes, this beaver dam over here, I always catch fish on a drop shot. And he literally throws a drop shot right up to the beaver dam and gets what was it, 15? Yeah, we tied because we had a 15, but yours.
All right, get down.
Yeah, so called his shot on a drop shot. So, yeah. So who likes throwing drop shot? Gramps.
Mm-hmm.
Got these morning dawn robo worms I want to play with this year.
Only color to go with right there.
Yeah, that's these should be pretty sweet, and these would actually go good paired up on a shaky head as well too. So yeah, most definitely. So Jeremy, what was your next bait you wanted to talk about?
Well, actually, the only thing I was going to talk about is the jigs that I'm going to be using, because you've convinced me. I got some of these Monster Bass 3/8 ounce tungsten jigs.
Oh yeah,
Once I realized I was missing out on the feel, you sold me on it.
you if you pair those up with some of the Z-Man Telecraws or any of their Elastec little crawl baits, so
Mm-hmm.
that it truly stands up
Right.
with those tungsten, I mean, yeah, and you're gonna feel every little nugget. I mean, and I'll even bounce onto that too because I'll be playing with these new Beast Coast um,
Right.
small tungsten jigs that American Legacy started stocking, and I plan on, just like you're doing with those, I plan on playing with these with those little Z-Man crawls, and dragging them around the rocks, and it's gonna be should be deadly for those.
I
Should be
need to
deadly for those smallies for sure.
I need to place an order American Legacy.
I think I need to order something from Monster Bass, because doesn't Brendan sell his stuff on there?
Yep, Brendan has some stuff on there too.
I guess I need me a big swim bait so I can start throwing that too.
He and I were actually talking about that last night on his stream with Mainstream Fishing, Jermaine. And I told Brent, and I told him that I said that's one of the things that I want to do this year. Is everybody, we all know we're gonna play with the frog and all that, but I think one of the things that I really want to work on is the big, getting out of my comfort zone as well. So the Mega Bass Mag Draft. This is the 6-inch, which for where I'm at is cool. But I want to get into throwing some of the glides and other, bigger swim baits, because a lot of the pits that we have here in Indiana that are pretty clear water, I think those fish will come up from deeper to smack some of those big, that's the one thing about Indiana. We have like every kind of fishing there is if you just drive around far enough. The pits down at Bluegrass over in Greene County, deep water, 40, 50, 80 feet deep. You look at the creeks and the rivers we have loaded with smallies farther up north. We have big body lakes that are completely different. It's just one of those, things that we have every kind of fishing there is. So, I mean, that should be really, really fun here. And I think the man, the myth, the legend who introduced me to like bandit crankbaits and whatnot back in the day, he fishes a lot of bigger lates out of a big boat. And deadly right there, crankbaits on the rocks and shaky heads where the rocks end. And so, if you're paying attention, anything that Mike Brock posts, you want to make notes on, because he has been at this game for a long time.
Now,
JT, wasn't that the bait you were throwing at Gunnersville when we were down there? Looking for your bait?
Which bait?
The one you just held up. That.
Oh yeah. That's because I had just got it and I wanted to.
Right.
I wanted to play with it.
And
I think we picked this up at that store that we went to. Didn't we?
Did. How heavy is that? And did it wear you out like throwing a glide bait? Because like when we were at the national championship.
Oh wait.
Alex Miller came in. He was hurting, but he picked up a big glide bait. Right. His body was physically hurting, and he just started throwing it because he was upset with himself. How difficult was it to fish? Because it doesn't look.
I mean, I've got arthritis in the shoulders and whatnot, but it was fine. I mean, I was throwing this on, anything I would throw a jig on, just kind of slowly. Apparently, I was still swimming it way too fast. I needed to really, really let this thing tickle the bottom. So I was kind of fishing it like an underspin or a swim jig.
Okay.
And I should have been fishing it really slow. So lessons learned, but I want to get into throwing bigger baits. I was talking to Brendan last night. I want to get I'm probably going to get a Dobbins swim bait rod. something I'm going to be talking to Bryce at Dobbins about probably tomorrow. I see Daniel Pierce talking about the Trace.
Yeah,
American Legacy is actually starting to get those in stock now because they are also going to become a 6 cents retailer. So those are going to be coming in.
Sly Fox.
But I mean, I
brought
want
that up.
to play with some big baits, coming up down the road.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
To answer Sly Fox question, I've actually thrown the Trace. I've caught a few fish on it, but I gave that back to Gramps so he could get to use it, because with me being with Monster Bass, so I'm trying to stick with what I have available from the Monster Bass website when it comes to stuff I'm throwing this year.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Jeremy's going to be also partnering up with Monster Bass. And one of the things he's going to be doing this year is throughout the whole 2023 season, everything he throws is going to be something that's available on the Monster Bass store. So whatever brands that Rick and Rafi have teamed up with, or the Monster Bass specific baits, Jeremy has been a Berkeley fishing dude forever. As much as I threw Strike King, Jeremy was with Berkeley. It's just one of those things. That's where his confidence lies. And he's like, I'm going to set all of that aside and I'm going to get out of my comfort zone, and whatever it is, that comes from Monster Bass is what he's going to throw. And, so Rick and Rafi are all about that, and they hooked him up with some merch. You see the cool shirt he's wearing. And, so he's kind of setting, he's kind of getting out of his comfort zone, and, waited to, just really going to showcase what can be done there too. I will also be working with Monster Bass, doing some videos and stuff, specific to that too. We all know that I kind of keep it broad, and I want to play with all kinds of stuff, but Jeremy's going to do the same. So he's putting his power worms aside for a year, and taking up and
I'll try to get good
different
pictures
too
for him for socials,
Oh yeah.
because I'm pretty sure we'll be on the water a lot together this year.
Oh, most definitely.
I feel like I'm not giving up anything. I'm just making changes that I need to make myself better. So,
Yeah, because if not, then you would only have one rod in your hand all damn day, and you'd be throwing your two options would be either 7-inch or 10-inch. You would not try to do anything else, because
he wouldn't change colors either.
Well, there's
And
only
he wouldn't
one
change
color.
colors either. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's only one color, right?
Yeah,
So,
black and blue flex. So he's gonna be playing with all kinds of different stuff that he wouldn't, and it actually proved itself when we were down in Alabama, when he picked up the Ragnar topwater and started slaying bass left and right. So it's pretty cool. But Jeremy uses 7-inch in some cases and 10-inch in other. But so he's gonna be opening up and trying different things this year too, which is really cool. So one of the other things I'm going to play with, there's a bait maker that supports Grubby, which is the kayak trail that's here with me. But there's a company called Biz Baits, and they make soft plastics and various other things, and they support a lot of the anglers I know. But I won like a gift card from them at, I think it was the Grubby Championship maybe. But one of the things I got were some of these white, they call them cutter craws. And I was like, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do. Or actually, I think we did a Secret Santa. So somebody that was sponsored by Biz Baits sent me a bunch of different stuff. And, ooh, that's got a smell to it, too. Scented, salted, and still stands up. Yeah. It's called the Jackum juice.
wow.
That's not as bad as Cox juice, but, But I'm thinking, a lot of people who, if you don't know, a lot of people like pitching white soft plastics for bedding fish, because it's easy to see, and apparently it annoys. Man, that has got a smell to it. I have never opened a pack of Biz Baits before, but it's got like some Olive Garden scent to it too. So I mean, that's something else. But I kept these because I'm going to use these for maybe pitching around, trying to catch some, Yes,
been
yeah,
derailed.
I know how she is. Yep, nope, I missed it. It's disgusting. It's like, yeah, great minds think alike. Yeah, it's like Hook Life said, garlic. Makes you want to order some spaghetti or whatever. But so this will be, again, I haven't thrown many BizBaits products, but again, a lot of the guys here in Indiana are BizBaits pros and talk about them quite a bit. So again, doing something else that I've not done before, it should be pretty interesting as well.
They look good.
Well, yeah.
I mean, they look good, and like I said, it's something different. And I've never really just tried to fish for bedding fish. For me, it's just I don't know if it's always just a thing, but it's something. I was like, I saw those and I was like, these will be great on the back of a jackhammer, or they'll be good for flipping around, stuff like that too. So Polo Chris said, Catch X or Catch with the Cradle, can't decide. So the Catch X are the newer ones, and they have, it's like the metal form. And I think, this is the Catch X style. So it's got like the ridge kind of thing to it. Now, out in my boat, I have the older one that's got like the little plastic flare. That was the first catch board I ever bought. And I just keep that one in the boat now, since I'm going to do the NE22 fun competitions for when I'm out playing in the boat as well. That way, if I catch a tank, at least it can go get posted somewhere. But it just depends. If you want the metal board, I really like these Catch X's. If you want the polycarbonate, go with the carbonite.
So I'm going to explain the big difference between the two in the upgraded
Go ahead.
Catch. So the numbers are missing on the top. Hold that back up so they can see that. Now, here's the thing. When you look at it and it says 15 inches on the line where the fish's tail is, it doesn't really line up with the 15 on the edge. That is for the parabolic. Chad did a whole big explanation of this. The numbers along the top do not actually line up with the inch markings on the board for the parabolic effect of the phone, so that the true measurement of that fish, so you can't cheat. Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So if you see if it's turned like this, it looks like it
off.
looks like it doesn't line up. But when you get the proper picture taken, then the numbers lined up.
But the one with the cradle does not have those numbers on top. So that's why this is, I mean, all the catch boards are official, but that's why this one is preferred by KBF.
Yeah.
So I hope that helps answer your question, Polo Chris. And we're not trying to push you into the more expensive board or whatever. It's just that I've got one. He's got one. Oh, well, actually, Jeremy won one, and so did Gramps, that say the 100 on them. But yes, they're the Catch X.
You got to hold it up, bro. Come on now.
Yeah, hold it up.
You got to show
it. So you've got the one that's got the cradle.
The fanciness now.
No, get the one with the cradle so we can see so they can see the difference. You've got one with the cradle on it.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeremy has the original one. Okay, I thought I still had that one in the boat. I forgot.
Which
carbonites are great too. They have the numbers on top as well, but grab the other one too, Jeremy. So that's the carbonite.
The only other one I have is my. I don't have my third one. It's out in the truck.
What's that green one behind you?
The green one that was behind me was.
No, there's another green one right there behind you.
No, you got another green one behind you. What's over your right shoulder? There's something green there.
Yeah. That's my rod sleeves.
Oh my God! I swear to God, it looks like a catch board.
Yeah, I have one that it's down in the truck that's that color.
Okay, so you've got the one that I got originally that has the old cradle on it. I got
yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
He and I are both looking at the exact same daggum thing behind you.
Yeah, I thought that was it too. I was like, no, bro, that one right there.
Yeah, it's a
okay. Yeah, it's just where it was laying looked like it looked like
it seriously looked just like the catch board with the cradle. But
so what I tell everybody is if you're fishing from the bank, or you want the super light one, if you're in a kayak and you just don't want the hassle of the metal, those yellow carbonate ones are perfect. And I saw the comment, and we noticed this last week. So anybody who's shopping, I see Scott went ahead and did this. If you add the catch board to the cart, they were putting on a 15% discount and free shipping. So that is awesome that Duke, he's basically running a secret sale so that those of us who are talking about it. So I always suggest if you're fishing for the bank or even the kayak and you want, those lightweight carbonite boards, it's easy to haul around when you're bank fishing, but I love mine too. It's just, I have to have the Captain America board because it's America and we just got America. So
I bought a Moving Waters board at the Boat Sport and Travel Show last year. So mine's logo.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So they ordered special boards. So
now this might be a good point to bring up my little dilemma for folks. If you are ordering boards and we always tell people to put a sticker on the board because it helps differentiate from the background. Now, I don't really have to do this on this board because as you can see, it's got the stars on it. So it's not a solid background. But normally we would tell people to take and put a sticker of some sort, like right there. And that way, when you push the nose of the fish up against the fence, it's called, then the judge can see that it's, where it's, properly positioned on the board. So let me tell y'all what my dilemma was. I put in an order. I was talking to Mr. Hoover. He's like, hey man, you buy stickers by the thousands. I said, every time I buy a sticker, it's a piece of crap. And it's like, as soon as it gets wet, then part of it peels off and it falls off. And I was like, what do you use? And so he told me the company and I called the guy. Now, the guy misunderstood what I was asking about because he thought I was talking about like the big vinyl decals that people put like on their trucks, right? The big 18, 20-inch logo bumper sticker type material. And what I was saying was I want a sticker that's not going to fall apart when it gets wet so that, kind of like what Chad gives away when people join KBF. So I tell the guy what I'm looking for. And he tells me, and I'm like, I'm going to order 100 Freedom Squad. So you guys can look and see Freedom Squad right there, right? Freedom Squad, right?
Freedom Squad.
And then, just a good old Fisherman Gramps so that people can put them on their bump boards, right? And super fast shipping. They get it shipped out to me. It's on the way. And then they send me the invoice. That was over, I told the boys today, it was over $400 for 200 stickers. What this guy did was he took the stuff that they used to make decals for vehicles and made them into these small stickers, right? So instead of getting, like I had planned on getting, like what OEF just showed there with his stickers, they sent me these world-class, most expensive stickers ever.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So again, these aren't stickers. These aren't stickers, guys. These are vinyl decals. And I meant to have these to give away at the Boat Sport and Travel Show. Now, we all know Gramps can't be giving away $418 worth of stickers at the Boat Sport and Travel Show. So I'm going to offer this out to the Freedom fam for $5. Anybody who wants, I'll mail you one of each, and these things will probably last forever. So it was a mistake that's costly. Certainly did not mean to order vehicle grade decals to put on, your kayak or your tackle box or wherever.
So I'll have these at the Boat Sport and Travel Show.
Yeah. So my thing is I'll put something up if you got $5 you want to send, I'll give you one each. just so I can try to make this back. And then
Wait a minute,
I actually put in an order for much cheaper through the folks that OEF 5 uses for stickers that I'll be giving away in the future. But if you want a top-notch quality sticker that's going to last you probably longer than the life of your kayak, boat, truck, or whatever, I'll sell a set of these for for $5. And if not, then I just eat $400 and cry about it over the summer and winter, and maybe I surround my kayak with it. I don't know, but again, so I'll put up something somewhere so that maybe we do it through PayPal or some. I don't even know what I'm going to do, but man, it sucks. Yeah, I've had good success with other sticker companies too. I was just like, well, I'll use the guy that the man uses and they'll be good, but they were too good. So yeah, so most definitely. And again, these aren't just the stickers like I normally give out. These are vinyl decals that are like the highest quality. So anyway, enough of that snafu. I wanted to show you guys something else that I picked up, and Matt was showing too. But one of the things I want to do in the kayak this year is I need a better way to manage hooks and jigs and chatterbaits. I
need to answer a question real quick. Daniel Pierce asked how much the Boat Sport and Travel Show is. It looks like advanced sale tickets are $14. Day of show tickets are $15, ages 13 plus. Box office is $16. Free admission to children ages 5 and under. For group ticket information, 15 tickets or more, email whatever at Renfro Productions. So
okay.
And if you want to know your lineup of speakers, I didn't realize there were going to be this many people there. So you're going to have Fletcher Shryock, James Watson, Joe Thomas, Mark Martin, Violet Talley, Billy McDonald, a Hoosier, Chad Hoover, Gene Jensen. There's going to be Dan Armitage, Mike Delvisco, Daniel Sepik, Matt Freestein, Che Dolson, Jim Verschero, Jason Kaiser, Chad Howard, Matt Quinn, and some Ultimate Pelican, Ultimate Match Fishing people. So, yeah, it's going to be a good show.
So I recognize Billy McDonald and the two kayak guys.
You don't know who Fletcher and James Watson are? They're both from MLF.
Nope.
Yeah. Billy McDonald.
If Mark Martin, was he the NASCAR driver? Or is there a Mark Martin?
He's doing a walleye thing, so I don't know. He's a walleye fisherman.
Oh, okay. So it's probably a miss. Yeah, because I'm like with Bassin with Big Malone. Is he talking about NASCAR?
Yeah, Mark Martin. I don't know. I don't know these guys.
Okay, cool.
Oh, musky fish and
cool.
crappie. It's a lineup.
And yeah, we'll be there on the 18th.
We'll be there on the 18th around the Moving Waters Outfitters booth.
Here's Chad's dates and Gene's dates: 17th through the 19th and 24th to the 26th. However, let me double check the calendar. I have some inside knowledge. They are also going to be doing seminars now on the 23rd. The website has not been updated. So there's some sneak peek special info coming to the fam from the Airbnb that the boys are staying at. So,
yeah. So Mike was also saying the Indy Fishing Expo is going on this weekend in Danville. And I know that Grubby and will be there talking about the kayak fishing trails there as well. And I've had people ask me if I was going to that one or the one up in what's the town in Columbus, Ohio. No, I'm not going to be traveling all that much. My butt's going to be in the gym working out because today, for the first time in several years, I made an appearance back with an old friend of mine, the elliptical machine. So Gramps is going to get on it. Started the diet. Now it's time to start getting physical. I've been doing my yoga. Now I'm getting ready to get for serious.
I'm down. So, I'm down 10 pounds. Well, a little over 10.
That's awesome. I mean, that's really good though. So I picked up something else. And does anybody know what this is?
No. That is the Plano fly rod box.
Nope.
It is not.
The fly rod boxes are actually a lot smaller.
Or the fly. It looks like the fly box because you put the hooks in and hang it. Is it a new one that they have that I don't know about? It's
a hook box.
Okay.
So I saw somebody putting their shaky heads in this, and I'm like, hey, I absolutely hate their jig box. It doesn't hold my jigs. It doesn't hold the chatterbaits because I don't use like monster, I don't use 1 ounce jigs. Very rarely will you see me throwing, like even anything heavier than a 1/2 ounce. But they have these hook boxes, and I saw somebody lining their shaky heads up in it. And one of the things I want to do in the kayak this year is be more efficient. I've got hooks and stuff that just get slung all over the place. And so I want them a little more organized. So what I'll probably do is this is going to be like a day box. So whatever I plan on throwing that day, I'll put in, EWGs. If I'm going to throw a worm hook, if I'm going to throw shaky head, and I may even see if I can put some actual jigs in here as well. And perhaps
Now,
perhaps even in the second one, throw some chatterbaits in there too. So I don't know how well these are going to work, but I'm going to do this because, like Matt was saying, in the black pack, you can take 2 of these and set them right next to each other. And so I think I'm going to try to be a little more efficient with my hook organization and my jigs and chatterbaits. So we'll see. Have to see how well this works.
Those are the 3600s. I've got a 3700. Yes. So the 36
they actually make a 3700, and the cool thing about that one is that the hook piece flips up, and there's actually little compartments underneath it where you can put spinner baits and all that. And had I had it to do again, I might have ordered one of those as well to put my spinner baits in the bottom of that as well. Now, so
I'll tell you what I do have, and I think you've seen it. I have the terminal tackle box that they make. And it is by far the most organized and best terminal box I have ever had in my entire life. You can shake it, drop it, throw it.
I've got one of those too. It's still to me, if I really shake it up, I'll end up with shaky or wacky rig hooks in other compartments and things like that. But I will 100% agree with Philosophical Angler here that the great thing about them is I have had no rust. I don't think I have lost a single hook to rust. Nope. It's just one of those things. Yeah, dude. But when I'm spending $4,200 on a kayak and $1,000 in lithium batteries, I
go with the old Plano, just $397.
I mean, I'm to the point now where I am working every discount and every sale that I can get.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to rock a little bit higher end stuff. But I mean, with this collection of rods back here, I really shouldn't be talking about.
You the man, Jeremy. You the man. Mike Brock's got your back, Jeremy. His audio.
I mean, and again, with what Matthew's saying here, he never liked the edge box. It's way too heavy for bank fishing. 100%.
Right.
I mean, when I'm bank fishing, that I do very little. I tried last weekend and almost ended up in Salt Creek because water and snow that's thawed on leaves and mud mean. But yeah, 100%. You've got to you work appropriately with where you're at. You know what I'm saying? Now, Mike rolling around in his motorboat that's, however many gallons of gasoline that costs a whole lot. But what I'm saving fishing in a kayak instead of putting in hauling a boat, even though I still have my boat, and gas, I invest that back into a little bit, maybe a little more for the kayak as well. So I get that too. Yeah, the Plano Edge boxes are pricey, but
yes, they are.
The reason why I put my money into them is I can't tell you how many, probably hundreds of dollars in hooks and jigs and chatterbaits that I've thrown away because water found their way in there. And to be fair, when you're in a kayak, you're going to get wet.
Oh, yeah.
We are literally inches off of the water. Every time we pull a fish out of the water, we're bringing that in, whatever's dripping off of it right into our laps and everything too. So on a boat, it's one thing where you can, net them or boat flip them up onto the deck and your carpet becomes a big sponge. When you're in a kayak, yeah, like Mike said, he's too old to worry about his carbon footprint. But 100%. But as kayak anglers, we're right there on and in the water. And one of the things I love about, as you guys know about, I love about being in a kayak is I can get places in the creeks in Indy where the big smallies are that boats can't get to. And there's a reason why guys are pulling 4.5-pound smallmouths out of that creek, because unless you've got a jet boat and luck, you ain't getting to some of the places where we can get to. So it makes it kind of nice too.
So,
but yeah, definitely. If I'm bank fishing, I have the light. I went bank fishing with a plastic bag.
Yeah, you want
when
to pair
I was
down.
at Bass Pro Shops in Florida.
You
Just
want
keep
to
it
pair
real.
down. I would not, if I was bank fishing, be carrying Plano edges around. I agree, 100%. But for the organization, and they're not going to sink. They're not going to fill full of water and sink if something happens with my boat, or if I accidentally drop one because I'm in such a confined space, right?
Yep.
So I feel more confident with just having them on a kayak personally.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I have replaced all of I have one box left that's not a Plano edge, and that's got my spinner blades or my spinner baits and buzz baits in it.
I still have a couple plastic box.
I've got tons of them sitting around here. But I'm saying, as far as gear on the boat, they've all been replaced with edges. So,
yep. And Mike's 100%. And Mike will tell you, and he's one of the ones I learned from too. He talks about Walmart bags. And Jeremy and I's philosophy for years when we were tournament fishing was we were realistically only fishing baits that you can find in Walmart. Because no matter where we had a tournament at, if there was something that was like the juice or we needed to restock, there's always a Walmart nearby where you can go back and pick up what you need.
Frick, we hit a Walmart at the national championship.
Yeah, we did.
What's that?
And we all dropped money at that. We all dropped money at that Walmart for a few.
Oh yeah, because everybody was like, "Oh, we're catching them on rattle traps." What we do? We went and bought every rattle trap we could find.
Boatload of rattle traps, and I threw it for about 20 minutes and said, "Screw this," and went back to my square bill.
and then I caught a drum on the rattle trap and went back to a jackhammer. Yeah, it's just
See, it's little stories like that, little things that we have not mentioned or whatever that just come up. That has been part of our adventure for all of last year. It's been great. Jeremy, trivia question. Okay, y'all.
Okay.
If you've watched me on Twitch, what's my preferred snackage on the boat for snacking?
I have no clue.
Oh my God.
So you always have your Black Rifle coffee, but
when I actually eat a snack,
you do, and I know this, and I'm wanting to say it's a specific type of jerky, but I don't.
Nope. Pistachios. Nuts. The green bags of pistachios, bro. The shellless pistachios.
I was thinking about that drink that you always talk about a drink.
Well, I can't have those anymore. The Black Rifle in a can, the espressos, the mocha espressos. Yeah, I'm diabetic, can't have them.
Yeah, those are like what 450 calories a piece.
But yeah, no, it's the carbs and the sugars in them.
Yeah,
they're like 80. Oh my God, they're awful. I can't have them. Nasty nuts, yuck. Sly Fox, no. Vienna sausages. See, now we're on it. Now we're on a good. Now we've got a topic going
on the boat.
Boat snacks, Vienna sausages, beef sticks, and boiled eggs.
You ain't catching me eating any of that stuff on a boat. Sorry.
Let's see.
Dude, you eat boiled eggs on the water, you're getting a turbo boost, bro.
Not for
you'll
me.
Be super. You'll be paddling super fast.
Potted meat. Okay. Anybody's gonna go with some ham? Some spam.
Yep,
some spam.
And Sly Fox, if you put potted meat on crackers, it's actually not too bad in a pinch.
I got a buddy who's on Twitch, Original Tech. His preferred and go-to snack are olives, bagged olives, and little instant thing of olives. There's all sorts
Justin
of
Cavet's got a good tip here. He takes foam and places around the bottom of the edge of the boxes to help pad that sound, because But as you well know, when you're in a kayak, you want to be quiet because you're just that much closer in oh, and speaking of which, I got your box finally mailed out today, and I figured out why they removed your picture, and you are actually the reason why we have a separate category for the boat, the bank, and all those guys for the fun side of Catch 22. So that's why your Smalley disappeared, but you were still the first, bass uploaded to Catch 22 in Indiana, so you were still the winner. And Adam Odin, your package went out today as well.
Oh my God, Cheese Whiz! Oh, so now you guys are bringing back. Sorry, I'm still on snacks here. I got chat going on.
Hey, you know what? Is there a better topic right now? So, is Fluke Master doing a broadcast tonight? I don't know. I don't think that
He was just in Florida, so I don't know if they're back yet. And I haven't asked if they're out of Florida yet or not. So
I don't think they're out of Florida because they posted a video. Gene was on the water. I think Austin was driving the truck with Chad in the kayak that's on top of the trailer while they were dragging another trailer down to the water, going past a cow, and Chad was yelling something about it being a farm parade.
I did not see this video. I'm gonna have to.
I think the boys are still down there doing some videos together and taking their sweet time before they get back home. So that's what I feel like. But since we're going to talk about the boat snacks, so you've had to adjust yours, to kind of go with your lifestyle changes, as many of us are working on too. But that
stat before that though, like I just really enjoy, and you can walk into Casey's and it's on the way. You can grab them in most grocery stores. Just the little single serve bags, right? Easy, just like a granola bar, whatever. But your boat snack. Go.
You know what? I have to decide that this year because Pop-Tarts were always like quick energy, but that was more when I was paddling because I needed something to kind of drive, I would always stop and grab some Gatorades and, but, thinking about it, and this would be a good one for Liz to jump in on too, being the fitness coach, for what would be good, healthier lifestyle boat snacks. I would assume maybe some beef jerky. The pistachios like you're talking about. I see Diggs is talking about PB&J. I mean, how many of us has that been a staple for years, or just the most basic ham and cheese sandwich? But now I just remove the bread and roll the ham and cheese up, and that makes good boat snacks. So Liz likes jerky.
Also, I'm not going to get swanky and have no charcuterie board out on my boat either. Okay, I can't have fruit; it's too high in sugar.
Yep.
But yes. I can if you guys want some tips on actually healthy, carb friendly, diabetic stuff, I can put something together for that.
Yeah, Brandon's saying the spicy chicken sandwich and trail mix is good too. I'm a big trail mix fan. Except now I have to stay away from the trail mix that has all the M&Ms and
JT, hit that question from Sly Fox on the change for Catch 22 boat and bank. There's an addition.
Wait,
Sly Fox. There is an addition. There is a new category. Any body of water, anywhere, any fish. Okay, any black bass, any body of water, any boat.
And let's expand on that. Because so it's any bass, so smallmouth, spotted, largemouth. Because the any 22 is for the any species.
Yeah.
So they have the Catch 22 for fun, and that's bank, boat, kayak, whatever you want to fish from, canoe, whatever. And it's any water. So if you live in a housing addition that's normally not considered public water for the official KBF state challenges, you can fish in your housing area. So Mr. Man over here is already smiling because he's going to sign up because he can run across the street and fish in front of his house if he wants to.
Yeah.
Where's Gramps going to fish? Seed Tick. On the federal installation I work on.
Where's Freedom Squad
last year in April?
Where's Freedom Squad going to fish? Seed Tick.
Yeah. So I mean, we're gonna be out there too. So that's the cool thing about it too. Is and we wanted to open that up so that boaters, because we have Jason Emery Fishing and other guys that they're going to fish from the boats, but they wanted to donate to Catch 22 as well. So we needed a category where everybody can get in and fish and kind of and have fun and be a part of it as well.
And
So you'll
so
see
it's a donation.
So you'll see the ones that's by state, and that's for all of us official kayak fisher, who's doing it, is as well. And then the NE22 for those guys who want to catch their crappie, walleye, whatever, upload your count there. But if you also want to jump into bank versus boat versus kayak, you can jump into that one and get your donation in for Heroes on the Water as well. What other questions we got? Any other snacks out there we want to
Dan
talk
Pierce
about that are healthy?
Dan Pierce had another question, bro, about he had already bought his for the bank. Does he need to change anything, or will they take care of that on their end?
They may have already moved it. So here, you know what? While we're yapping, I am just going to pull up Fishing Chaos. And this time when I click on it, I'm not going to do it in the tab where I'm actually streaming from, so I get kicked out of the chat. I will open a new tab, pull it up, and see.
Best potato chip while he's doing that, Brown Bait Company. Pringles, don't at me, bro. And any flavor of Pringles. And not the little mini cans, a whole can. That's a snack for me. Or used to be.
Yeah, it was.
It used to be. Now I'm eating like nut chips and low sodium.
Do you do like kale?
Pita. No.
And what's that seaweed that's
dried? Kelp? No. Yeah. No quinoa, none of that crap. I'm still eating normal freaking food. It's just low carb.
So has Daniel already uploaded? Is that what he was saying? Or is he just waiting to get started?
It's already down. He said he had signed up and then they made the change. He didn't know if he needed to do anything.
I would say when he starts fishing, go ahead and upload. And if it goes to the Black Bass, Indiana, if they see that you're on the bank, they'll go ahead and move it for you. If they don't, just hit me up and I will get Chad to adjust it. Yeah, because I'm looking at it now and I can't really tell, but yeah. So I think you'll be fine. Just go ahead and start uploading, and then they'll get you moved over when the time comes. Is there any potato in Pringles? I don't know what they. Kiona is yucky. Okay, Daniel said he hasn't uploaded yet. So I would. I'm a big fan of the Sun Chips as well. But my go-to boat snacks, and Jeremy will tell you this, has been. Quest bars.
Yep.
200 calories a piece, lots of protein. This is what I consider one of my diet snacks. Actually, this is my breakfast many times, but this one's the white chocolate raspberry. They also have an Oreo one. So when I want, this is normally my morning snack, and I'll break one in half, so it's like 100 calories at around 9:30, 10 o'clock, because I generally eat breakfast at 6 o'clock. But I keep those in there too, just for a good protein bar for, keeping me energized during the day. And a lot of the times that will be my breakfast, lunch, and snack, on the water, especially when I was in the pedal drive kayak before Jeremy started going out in that one, that it let me, it kept me, energized along with that with either Propel or Gatorade or Gatorade Zeros these days. But, enough to keep plenty of energy going as well. I see a new trend where folks make potato chips, mashed potatoes again. Yeah, my wife's all about making stuff from scratch anyway. So yeah, I get what you're saying. Slicing your own chips and then frying them and doing them your own way. But I did get some Yak Attack turrets in, and this will be for the river kayak that I put on the smaller black pack. But these will let me actually angle my rods backwards when we're going over. Yeah, Mike said bourbon is low carb, 100%. That's over on the other man cave wall.
How many of those turns did you order?
Just 2.
Okay.
Again, because this is the focus for that one's going to be on the river, so I'm not going to be carrying a
Right.
ton of rods out there, when I'm in the paddle yak or if I'm, river fishing. Because for me, I've already got the 2 rod holders that will angle back and point, go down.
Right.
And so I figured this 2 on each side to be able to turn them.
Right.
And then that way, that'd be 4 rods, which, if I'm on the river, that's all I need.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Sweet.
I guess we need to do some beef jerky for this year, bro.
Yeah,
now we just need to find a good company that makes a good beef jerky.
And for me, soft. I've at least found a really good soft beef jerky. It was kind of expensive though, but man, it was delicious. But somebody earlier had asked about a shaky head setup, and I wanted to go back and address that real fast. So I am spinning rod, probably 8-pound test is what the goal will be like. Realistically, it's one of those things where you don't have to spend a ton. I mean, I see so many people spending a ton of money on various super sensitive rods and whatnot, but a medium or medium light for that kind of thing will do. For example, I've got several different style shaky heads. Monster Bass started making a terminal tackle, so you can see it's a nice good. This is like a taller or bigger one here for some bigger baits. I actually off of the advice from Casey Reed, who was on the show a couple weeks ago before he went down to the 10. He talked about some that he got from the Jig Shack, and these are very small but very nice. See if I can get the light on it.
Mm-hmm.
And these are a lot smaller. So when he was talking about his shaky head setup, when you actually are on the water and watching the pros doing their things, and you're like, I just fished there, and he walks up and goes, boop. And okay, I just fished there and he caught fish. It's you pay attention to what they're doing. And so he actually recommended, he talked about these shaky heads from Jig Shack. So I went and ordered a couple of different weights. Yeah, Mike, I'll be doing a lot of bait making as well, but I'm also about supporting small businesses and doing things too. And for everybody in the channel who's giving me crapola about not making any baits, it's coming. I got the garage cleaned out, right. It's this way on the camera, but it's actually over there. But I have my bait making station, set back out. So I'll be out pouring a bunch of various Neds, some football heads, some chatter Gramps, a bunch of different Arky style jigs, because we all know I love skipping jigs. It's one of those things where now, so there's a few different style too. Now, if you don't want to go spinning, you can actually shaky head. 6 Cents really has, they have a big shaky head, and they have a 10-inch shaky head worm too. And I've actually caught some tanks throwing that on a crankbait rod, and stuff like that too. Yeah, Mike says he is his own small business pouring his own. That's 100% too. But since I'm also affiliated with Do It Molds, I need to be out there, making and showcasing a lot of the stuff that they have as well. But I tried to spread the love around too. So, but I wanted to give these a try, and obviously these will go into some packages that I put together for giveaways, things like that too. But sometimes playing with tungsten's a little bit different than playing with lead. And I ain't gonna lie, I love tungsten baits. If it was up to me, I would dump I can't just dump lead, but I've melted down plenty of stuff too. Yeah, somebody's asking about Catch 22. I've made some videos about it, and I'm also going to be going through some more detailed videos, and I'm going to do some kayak fishing 101. If you're brand new to kayak fishing, the stuff that you need. to get started, and then I'll also go some kayak fishing, tournament fishing 101 stuff too. But I've got all kinds of stuff in the works. Obviously, I'm not put out very many videos lately. I am still studying for this drone test and try to focus on it. I'm still working on picking up sponsors for the Knucklehead Fishing League so that I can offer you guys some cool prizes. I want everybody to participate to have a chance to win some great stuff, not just expensive stuff, but stuff that I like to fish with from companies I like to work with, from Lew's and Strike King and Dobbins and Monster Bass, American Legacy Fishing, stuff like that too. If you buy peppers, I do are good. Okay. I see they're talking about grub over there now. Anywho.
Sorry.
I got distracted.
I'm talking food, man.
Yeah, it's all good. That's man. Yeah.
So maybe one time this year.
Yeah.
Well, I know I'll do it definitely during football season. That's in the fall. I Saturdays at home games, I'm cooking every home game that the local college that my daughter went to. So I can broadcast cooking and tailgating if you guys want to see that. So I've done it before. We've live streamed before from it. So I
think that'd be cool.
If you're new, I have a huge smoker that's a pull behind. I've fed the Franklin College football team. Now I'm talking grown boys here, young men who have just played a football game and their families 3 times. And it's the big rivalry game of the year. So I'm feeding like 300 people and I can cook enough for 300 people. No problem. So,
oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
So yeah,
so we got Doug in the chat. He won the actual Freedom Squad giveaway from last week, and he
hey,
said,
Doug.
He said he's going to be at the travel show, so I'll just bring the stuff up to him, and we will deliver it there while we're at the Boat Sport and Travel Show. So that was awesome. I can't wait to see that too.
Doug, when you're there, make sure you tell me who you are. I can throw you an OEF5 sticker on those frogs. You can get your OEF5 sticker.
All right, sweet. Well, ladies and gents, we've been at it about 90 minutes. We're going to let you guys get back to your
90
evening.
minutes. Have we really?
It seems like it's only been about 20 minutes, don't it?
Where does the
time... see, that's why I like that. I like this when it's, we don't have to worry about hosting any guests or anything. It's just us 3 doing what we do, and time just flies so dang fast. It ain't even funny.
Maybe they haven't hired me yet, Sly Fox, but we're in we could be in a negotiation.
Anytime Jeremy and I are together, it's a reunion.
That's right.
My
sad
goodness.
news, boys. Sad news. My son-in-law and I did not get drawn for our Iowa turkey tags. We just found out today.
Oh,
we're still gonna go. Just because it's tradition, but we're not get to hunt this year up there. So, boo Iowa. I'll blame Debo's.
All right. With that said, time flies when you're having fun. Come back man. So I did window fishing earlier this week on Tuesday. I skipped Wednesday because I was exhausted, but I also wanted to watch the KBF live show. Last night, I was on with Brendan and Mainstream Fishing. Tonight, we're live at the Freedom Squad. Sunday or Monday, watch out for the Grubby Talk. It'll be posted on the Gramps channel, too, so you guys will see that coming. We're going to have the winner of the Invitational Tournament. Second place runner-up, Glenn Landstrom, is going to be on with us. And then Wednesday, back on our regular schedule, the bearded bad man himself, Alex Rudd. I hate he canceled him on Wednesday. Broke my heart. But Alex Rudd will be on with this Wednesday. And then you just never know when us 3 yahoos will show up on a Friday night again, because we like talking to y'all. It helps us kill the winter time. And we just like seeing everybody in the chat anyway.
Or is there going to be any shall we say, trash talk about the knucklehead fishing?
Oh, I'm
With-
sure there's going to be some here and there too.
with-
Yeah, Mike,
with
we'll
Mr.
definitely have to
Alex
hook
Rush?
up when I'm up in Indy. My Jeremy lives up there in Greenwood next to the Outdoorsman, and my youngest is up right there on Fry Road too. So I'll be up back and forth up there here and there. Oh, and for those who were wondering about my VA appointment where I was supposed to get my knee fixed, or at least my injection, so I can get out and start walking. Yeah, we got iced out, so I had to reschedule that, and I won't even be able to get that done until March. But
What?
I was like, screw it, I'm going back to the gym anyway. Yeah, I waited 2 months and then got froze out and couldn't go up because I couldn't get off our hill.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, it is what it is. I was really, really hoping to have that done before the travel show, but I'll just have to find a chair and take it easy, and then keep going back and hitting the elliptical. So either way, thank you guys again for hanging out with us. I appreciate it. We got big things. I'm working, trying to get, like I said, work with these sponsors to get stuff for you guys, knuckleheads. Going to be fishing for Team Gramps this year. But even if you're not interested in all that, please join the Catch 22.
Yes.
Upload. This year, the donations is going to Heroes on the Water. And again, if you want to mail in some baits, I'll drop my address in the description below. We're going to start doing that tackle collection, and me and Jeremy and Matt will work on getting those bundled up together so that Jeremy, when he comes across the folks in need, we have them ready to go. And we'll also be doing some bait kits for kids too. But again, don't go buy a bunch of new stuff to send unless you find, stuff at Walmart in the 55-cent bin, and then, we'll take that. But if you've got leftover baits because you've restocked from the winter and you've got all new stuff going into the season, we'll take your leftovers. If you sent used baits, I'll melt them down and make them into something usable. Make good video content. And if you've got leftover stuff in the bags, and yes, we're going to see Sly Fox at the
There's a
Indy
whole bunch of
Boatsport
people
Travel
listening.
Show, where I will be taking him a kayak and getting him on the water, since he went out and slayed it on the Christmas party gone bad and started this stupid challenge that I've been chasing for almost 2 years now. It's
Do I
going
need
to
to-
come to an end one way or another. Either I've got to get it done before May 5th, or I'm stuck with that stupid frog that hangs behind me chasing.
You mean
can't
like
imagine.
this?
Yeah, just like that. Love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. And remember, get outside when you can and make some memories. One cast at a time.
Freedom Squad.
Bye,
Freedom
guys.
Squad.
Not all.